All right, let's try this again and see if it worked. All right, I'm going to refresh my page. Yay, I got it. Now if I can get the phone in here without it cutting off on me. I have to be careful not to hit the buttons. Okay, hopefully I will get through this tonight. I'm gonna start almost right at 7:30 because I'm afraid I might not make it through all that I have to get done. So we'll see. Good news, I got my driver's license. I was a little worried about it. I didn't know if I was gonna make it or not. Hi, Betty Ann. But I did get it. Now, of course, they give you the paper one and they send you the real one in the mail. But, hi, Pam. I went there, I got there probably around 10 o'clock. They didn't even take me to the back till 12:30. So I just was like, this is worse than St. Mary's where I lived before, because you used to go and sit forever. I will never complain about St. Mary's here. And then of course they had like 4 examiners because they were understaffed, and it was lunchtime. So 3 went and had lunch, 1 was still working. So it was like, oh my gosh, 1 came back on, the other one left. So it was like at one time there was only 1 examiner, and that was to do, now they don't do tags there. You have to go to a different place for the tags. But they do driver's license tests, CDL testing, renewing license. They do it all there. You know, it's just, it's amazing. And it was like, well, no wonder it takes so long. But I got it, so I don't have to worry about it. Now my next thing is to go, I have to have my car inspected, and then I can go get my tags after the 13th when my insurance kicks in. So I have to arrange for that to get done. The wind is really picking up here. It's been blowing for a while. Rain hasn't been too bad, thank heavens. We've had some rain, not bad at all compared to what we've had before. So I was glad to see that we didn't get the rain. I'm turning off my iPad so that I can see who's here and all. When I flip this, I won't be able to see when I, flip it. So we're gonna play with some shimmer paint tonight. I don't know how many are gonna come in. I know that several areas, I know Betty Ann in your area, they're expecting anywhere from 40 to 60 mile an hour winds from 11 o'clock till about tomorrow morning. So you're getting, Michael is coming your way. By that time, he should be out of our area. As long as the trees don't go down, we'll be okay. But so many trees came down with Florence, there's not many left to come. I went out to the lot today. The lot is totally cleared. They put down the sand for the foundation because I'm having a raised slab foundation. No crawl space here because they have issues with moisture in crawl spaces, and I'm not dealing with that. So I'm just going to deal with, hi Joyce, just gonna have raised slab and not have to worry about it. So I was glad that that happened. They were hoping to get the sand down so that when it rained, it would pack it down a little, but it didn't really rain. So decisions, I've got to go tomorrow and look at brick to decide. They've got one at the lot, but I don't know if I want it or not. I want to just see the options. I've been back and forth with the guys about my front door. I'm having gray siding, light gray and dark gray combination with black shutters. And I saw a yellow door online that I fell in love with. I know, I'm not a yellow person at all. I was going with a boring dark gray door, but the builder's wife, who's an interior decorator, and I use her services also, she said, oh, that door would look so nice on your house. So I'm hoping that I can find a color that the HOA will approve of. I'm going tomorrow to look at that. So, and then there's the whole thing with my loan, my bank, can't give me the right paperwork that the underwriters need. So I've got to go back again tomorrow and get another piece of paper and take it down to the bank and hope that it's the right one. The one we got today didn't go back far enough. They have to have 3 months. So, oh, okay. Joyce, did you know Michael's going to be there and you guys are going to have strong, strong winds? It's going to be the southern part of the state of Maryland, so I don't know where you're at and to know if it's anywhere near. So I'm just warning you, if I go blank, it's because I lost electricity. But we're going to pray that it doesn't happen. And with that, I am going to see if I can't turn this around. I've got to take it out, flip it. All right, now I've got to see if I can get this in here and not hit that button. Hi Sharon, glad you made it in. Okay, and it looks like it's straight up. Let me pull it down a little bit. Straighten it out. Let's see. Does that work? Yeah, it does. Okay, these are the cards we're going to do. I'm going to start with this one, and I did a little bit of work ahead of time just so that you could see. No, first thing I need to do is this one. I'm going to pull it up so you can see it a little bit better. This one has the shimmer spray on the back. Can you see the sparkle? I did emboss it, but I wanted you to see it. It would be on the cardstock itself. You can kind of see it. And to make your shimmer spray, I'm going to pull over my mat. I've got to find my cardstock. The reason we're spraying this ahead of time is you want this to dry. What I did was I took a spray bottle, and I got this at Walmart in their travel section. It's just a cheap old spray bottle. And I put a little bit of the shimmer spray, or the shimmer paint, and it's paint. So you have to shake it up real good. And I just put in maybe 5 or 6 drops down in the bottom, and then I filled it up to about halfway with alcohol. Now, my alcohol is the 91%. They also, what we typically get in the stores are 70%. There is a difference, and people will say there's no difference between what percentage it is or not. There is. The higher the number, the faster it dries. So if you don't care if it takes a while to dry, use what you already have at the house. If not, go into Walmart and look at you can get the 90%. You just have to read the bottle because they have both in there, and get that. So that's what I have. And I put it in there, and then I mixed this up yesterday because when I was making the cards. And then you want to shake it, and you can see that it's shimmering all in there. Really good. And then what you want to do is spray. And the key to this is to spray pretty heavy, but to spray from a distance and push down. I got a couple of blobs because I just kind of went, I wasn't fast in pushing it down. So there's that, and that's got to dry. So I'm going to set that aside so it can dry, and we'll go on. And I forgot to get a paper towel, so I'm going to grab the one over here that I used last week. I'm just going to dry this. All right, now let's get started with this card. This one is called Faux Mother of Pearl, and it's pretty shiny in here. I did learn some things with this. I did my background first and then stamped. I had a hard time getting this to dry, so I'm going to do it the other way this time. I'm going to take my, because I use the Memento. You could use Stays-On, but I didn't want to use Stays-On. It stains my stamps. I don't like that. All right, so I'm going to take my piece of Whisper White, and I'm going to ink this up. Spray bleach. Spray bleach for what, Joyce? Can somebody put in there alcohol? Just type in no, alcohol. This one won't let me type, and I don't know, somebody on, oh, I didn't know Skin So Soft would do that. All right, so I've got that done. Thanks, Pam. That's a hint for all of us. Somebody who watches is deaf, and I don't know if it's Joyce or not. If it isn't Joyce, I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend you in any form. All right, so the other thing that I noticed too, and I don't know if you can see, when I did this, colored it after, it, the ink bled. So this way I'm hoping the ink won't bleed. Okay, so I'm putting some ink in the well. Barb, glad you made it in. Did you get electricity, or are you just lucking out? All right, and I'm gonna color this in. And I didn't worry about coloring it in perfectly. I just kind of played with it really quick. And like I said, I did a couple of things ahead of time. Skin So Soft does so much. Of course, now we all got to find a Avon person. I love it for their mosquito spray. When my youngest was little, oh my God, she used to get eaten alive by them. And someone suggested it, so we mixed it up. It's the only thing that worked for her. And now that my granddaughter's the same way, I mixed some up for her. They just love her. Speaking of granddaughters, Barb and I got together last week before, and we did a bunch of Halloween things that I saw online. I get a online magazine, and it's quarterly, every couple of months or so. Okay, got that one done. And they had all these cute Halloween ideas in there. So Barb and I got together, and we each did up a bunch of them, and she sent it to her nieces, and I sent it to the girls. Well, the girls got their box today. Oh my God, they had a blast. Just sent me a video, and she says they just went from one thing to the next. So it was fun. Then she said, oh, why am I videotaping this? I could FaceTime you. So she FaceTimed me. I sent them some t-shirts, bunch of candy. Of course, Jess made the mistake of letting them open the box before dinner, so they were eating the candy like crazy. She says, I got to get off here and get some dinner made before they get full of candy. And she did, and then I just told her about the high winds. She goes, oh my gosh, how did I miss that? So she was going to go take a bunch of stuff off of her deck. Okay, now, got that done. And like I said, I did this one different because this one didn't want to dry. Now I'm going to take my re-inkers, and I'm going to take Pool Party, and you only want a little tiny bit. I used way too much on this. And Blushing Bride, so I'm just adding a little bit on here because that one is just a little too bright for the faux Mother of Pearl. You don't have to add the color, but I wanted the color in there because when you look at Mother of Pearl, you do see some Pool Party and pink in there. Oh, I totally forgot. I'm grabbing this and it's not this. I need a kitchen supply. Be right back. Hold on. Okay, this one uses the Glad cling wrap. I usually go through this, and I even thought of it and then didn't get it. All right, and you want to ball it up, and then I take, and I'm dipping it in here, and then you just pounce it all over, and I'm gonna mix it in here, mix in some more, and then because I'm mixing in the blue and I don't want the two to mix, you'd get purple if you did, I'm gonna, and this one's gonna be darker, and I probably don't have enough this time, but that's okay. You will get the idea, but this is all there is to it, and it just makes it so pretty. I might need to add some more. Let me see if I can pick up enough off of here just to do this edge. There it is. I got enough. Let me put that back there before I get it. All right, let's see. Oh, this one does have, you can't see the color until you pick it up. I hope you can see it. Can you see the color in there? There, you can kind of see the turquoise, and there's some pink there. But that gives you the faux mother of pearl, which makes it really pretty. All right, now I'm going to set this aside because it's got to dry. You're working with paint, so you want it to dry. And I'm going to show you this one, and we're going to work on that. And this one, you can actually, and I didn't cut this down, but that's all right. I'll cut it down in a minute. You can actually create your own frosted DSP. All right, and what I did was I put a little bit on my mat. I don't know if there's enough there. I may have to add more. And then you want to use a sponge dauber. Oh, I don't know, Pam, why you can't share it. Oh, thanks, Joyce. You want a sponge dauber, and you want it designated strictly for your shimmer paint. So if you use the champagne, one for champagne, one for each color. The reason being is it's paint, and it you don't want it to, it's going to mess up your dauber, so you don't want it to mess up anything else. And then what you're going to take and do is you're just going to swipe your cardstock or your DSP, and this one will dry fairly quickly because it absorbs it more. And as you notice, I'm pouncing most of it off. My sponge dauber's falling apart. This one I didn't, and I have a heavy streak through the center, so I'm trying to avoid that, learning, teaching you all the things that the mess ups. But you will get your frosted paper. Okay. All right. Can you see that? And now you have frosted paper. Let me see if it shows up. Yeah. If I do this, I think you can see it. Yeah, there you go. See? Look at that. See how you can see? And now it's frosted. So I just love the frosted paper that we have. But here's a way to use what you have and make your own frosted paper. All right, I'm going to set that aside, and I want to move this because this is the paint, and this will get on your cards if you don't. So I'm going to move that out the way, and I have, oh, it went through. Hold on. That is not one of the Tim Holtz mats. And everybody says, let me see, I have some water back here. Let's see if I can spray this. Somebody else recommended it, but to be honest with you, I'm not impressed. I should have pulled out my Tim Holtz one. I know. I just wish we had a bigger one. I just don't want this on the back of my cards. All right, not bad. I think I've got it, that it won't come off too much. All right, sorry about the shaking. And, all right, let's see. I moved it up a little for some reason. I don't know. Oh, my camera. That's what happened. My camera switched. There we go. It wasn't in tight. All right, now, let's get our card made. Now, do any of you have the shimmer ribbon that's in the catalog? I love it. There's just a little bit of shimmer to it. But I have to tell you, this is stiff, but I found a way to make it work. So I'm going to cut my ribbon, and then I'm going to fake tie my bow so I know about how much I need. But see how stiff it is? It doesn't make a pretty bow. All right, that should be plenty to do my bow. What you want to do, take your bone folder, pull it through 3 times on the front, 3 times on the back, then do the other side, 3 times on each side. And if it's not soft enough, you can do it more. And look at it now. See, look, can you see the difference, how it curls? It's just so much easier. This is stiff, this is soft and pliable. This one doesn't, see how it doesn't do? So that's a way to do it. And that way you get a nice, soft ribbon, and you can see it kind of relax as you run the bone folder over it. But see how stiff that is? Now watch. 1, 2, 3. Now I'm going to do it the other way because you want to break down the fibers on both sides. All right. Now, with my tear and tape, I'm going to add my tear and tape on the back. And this card was so pretty that I didn't think it needed a sentiment. I may add one before I send it out. Okay, got that one. Trying to avoid using my thumbs, I end up breaking my nails big time. And I have enough problems with my nails as it is. Okay, so I'm going to put that there. And pull this. All right. And I always I sandwich my ribbon between tear and tape. It's less likely for it to come out. All right, there. And then I'm going to add some glue. And card number 1 will be done. So, didn't take long. That's the reason why if you're going to do your shimmer paint, do 3 or 4 cards with it. And I don't know if you'll be able to see, yeah, I think you can, the difference between using the shimmer paint on top of the stamping versus after you do the faux mother of pearl. And I'm going to get my bow. Oh, great, there we go. All right, I'm going to trim it. Okay, there we go. And I need my glue dots. Yeah, wrong ones, those are the big ones. I need the little ones. There we go. And I'm going to use, when I have a bow like this that's large, I put a glue dot on the back on one side and a glue dot on the back on the other side, so that you actually have 2 small glue dots to hold it in place. All right, let's see if you can see the difference in the coloring. I'll pull it back a little. You see the difference? See how this one's muddied? That's because of stamping on top. Now everybody says you can do it, but they probably use StazOn. So I did it the other way tonight, and as you can see, you still get the faux mother of pearl. So there's one card. All right, let's go back to this card. And for this one, all right, where's my stamp? Oh, hang on. I used some retired items on this, ladies, but what can I say? I gotta get my stamp. Okay. Now, what I did was I stamped this randomly all over the back of this, and you can't see this, so just stamp it. And then what I did was I took, you think you like the one that's muddied better? Is that what you guys are saying? All right, when you turn it to a side, you can kind of see it. And I did not hit this with the embossing buddy. Oh, see, I stamped two on top of each other because I couldn't see it. Good thing that'll be hidden underneath. I'm gonna add some more. Okay, let me go heat set this real quick. Maybe you can sing or something. Go for it, Betty Ann. I don't like to do embossing during this because it takes time, and see, I missed one there, so we'll just hide it. All right, so I've got the background done. Now what I want to do is, where's my card? Let me pull it out. I'm going to take and clean this up before I make a mess. Get this out of the way. Move that. All right. To make your sentiment, I use the Timeless Tidings stamp set. Funny woman. I'm not funny. All right, now let me make sure I've got this going the right way. Nope, I don't. Okay, and I'm going to stamp my sentiment. All right, and this is Mary Merlot. And then I'm going to stamp my little poinsettia. I never know if that's poinsettia or poinsettia. All right, let's get our card put together. So I'm going to take my card base and fold it. I think I'm going to fold it. There it is. I was going to say, where did I put my, there. I really wanted some gold. The cream that we used to have with the gold thread through it would have been perfect on here. And I don't have any of the new that's in the farmhouse series. I've ordered it. It's going to be here tomorrow, supposedly. I will see if that's still true. I think it's going to be more Monday, but we'll find out. They originally said Monday, and then they changed it to Friday. So I could go on later and it could be back to Monday. All right, so what I did was I pulled out some of our retired gold. I don't know why we don't have, I'm not a gold person, really and truthfully. I'm more a silver person, but this one just has to be gold with this. And why we don't have, you know, ribbon like this, gold and silver, even if it was only during the holidays. But this is the last I have of the gold, and I don't know if I even have any silver left. But you can use whatever ribbon you have, but you know, my philosophy is use up what you got. At least I feel that way. Spend your money on paper and ink. Okay, there. Now I need to put a piece on the back, and then we can put this on, and then card 2 is almost done. It doesn't take long once you get those pieces done. The next one's easy. So easy, because all we're doing is, of course I did do some dry embossing ahead of time, but I'm going to show you how I did it so you know how. All right, let's add our glue. I know, Pam, I love this ribbon too. It's like, Okay, let me put this on, make sure it's even. Push it in place. Okay, then I cut a piece of, excuse me, gold foil paper bigger than this. And I'm going to put this on with the tear-in tape. The reason being is if you get glue on here, you cannot get it out. You know, Pam, I have started buying the white ribbon and dyeing it the color I want. I can't get the gold or silver, but I do at least get the colors that I want that match, because you know, you go looking for ribbon and you find out we don't have that color. So I just pull out my white and dye it. And I have dyed, my favorite to dye is the 3/8 inch silver metallic ribbon, but I've also done the 1/8 inch sheer white ribbon and dyed it. Now, you can dye vanilla, but it comes out funky because it's not pure white, the color. All right, so I'm going to put that down on here. There. And now you could add a lot of dimensionals on the back of this because I put it up on dimensionals. But I'm going to show you another trick. Check this out. You know what this is? Fun foam. So you can use, I'm looking for a little bit wider piece. I've got one in here. Perfect. You can use fun foam. I got to cut this down now. And put fun foam on the back of your larger pieces. I do this all the time. It's great for making shaker cards too. So you put your glue on the back. And you attach it to the back of your cardstock. Like so. Now what I usually do is I let this good and dry, but what I'm going to do is go ahead and do it, and then I'll finish up the card and I'll show you what I do, because you want to make sure that you get a good seal with this. All right, and I'm going to put this down like so. All right, let it grab a little bit. While it's doing that, I'm going to make my bow and attach it. And then what I do is I take a big block and put on top to hold it in place. I think I can use this other one instead. You want it to be covered, yes, see? And that'll hold it in place. And I let it sit like that for a while till it dries real good, so that it doesn't, because it can shift on you, so you have to be careful. I'm making my bow here. All right. All right, got my bow. Now I need my glue dots again. And this one is tiny, so one little glue dot in the back. And I'm going to add it to the top. And then I'm going to move all my stuff over here. And I'm going to move this over here to dry. And we're going to do the last one. Okay, and to do the last one, I used the, I don't remember what it's called. Petal palette? No, it's not. It's something else. But there's two in there. And it went with, maybe it did, I don't know. I can't remember. All right, I will, Pam. That's a good idea. Do a shaker card. All right, so what I did was I took this and I made it even with the edge. And then, if you look carefully, I'm going to wait and see if you can see this. You can see the score line, and I lined up the top of the embossing folder with it. And then I ran it through the Big Shot like this. And what happens, ta-da, magic, you only get the one side that's embossed. All right? So that's a way, like I didn't have, my piece of DSP wasn't big enough to do the whole background. As another hint, when you go to do your bone folder, do it on the side without the embossing, because you'll crush your embossing. All right. I didn't have enough to do the whole panel, so I thought I'm going to add some embossing. So I played. All right, now I've got to cut this down. So let me pull out my handy dandy trimmer and let me get a rough idea as to the size. It's about probably the line before 3 1/4 by this I know is 4. So I have to decide how I want it on there. Well, that's 4 inches, so that makes the decision for me. Now, I think I'm going to cut off this side, because if I don't, I'll cut off. If I cut from this side, I'm cutting off all the white, so there's no contrast. So think about that. And then you can save this piece and use it on another card. All right. I'm going to add some glue to the back of this. And we're almost done with card 3. All right. Now I have to decide. Nope, upside down. Pull it down a little. And I cut it so that it was just, oh, it shifted too much. Come on, don't. This is another reason I like the glue. I can kind of, come on, shift for me. Shift, shift, shift. There we go. That's another reason. Whew. I cut it so it's just, the embossing is still almost all there. It's not hiding any of it. All right, to do my sentiment, I'm looking, and it's right there. I have, all right, I have my sentiment, and I don't remember which set this came from. I'm lucky to have a friend like you. It's from, let me look real quick because I got the stamp sets over here. Love What You Do. Don't you love it when I do all these different sets and you can't? But I use what I like. Use what you like. Use what you have. I hope that was dry. The fresh fig, my pad is really juicy, so it may, if not, it'll be smeared and I'll have to remake it. Whew. I lucked out. I am not going to chance it. I'm going to use my fingernails this time. All right. Now, this is the champagne foil paper. I don't know if we have any more, but to me, this looked so much better than anything else. So that's why I used it. Again, use what you have. I love that champagne. It's such a pretty color. And then I'm going to do the same thing with this. I'm going to use some fun foam on the back because it is also popped up. The other thing with using the fun foam, when you send it through the mail, it doesn't crush, whereas with the dimensionals, they can, your card can bend in the center, buckle, those kind of things. So the more you cover, the better off you are. All right, I'm going to add some glue to the back of this. I'm going to put this on. And because you have the frost, you don't need anything else. I'm going to put a block on the top of that. And there we have it, ladies. This one is probably okay to take off. And that's the one I did tonight. All right, I got to ask you, why do you prefer this one to this one? Is it because you see more color? Okay, come on, Pam. Tell me, why do you like this one? Betty Ann, why do you like this one? More color, you mean in the background? Is Betty Ann even here? I'm down to 2, so people may have lost their thing. So, because this one to me, it's hard for you to see, but it is just so pretty with just the hints of color. See if you can see it a little bit better. Can you see? I probably could have used a little bit more pink. There's a lot more blue on it. This one looks plain. Well, this one would be perfect for a sentiment, and then it would be fine. This one, you don't need a sentiment, but I just didn't, it was too much ink for me. So, but to each his own. All right, ladies, let me flip this back up without giving anybody a, there we go, got it. All right, let me put this in here so I don't lose. All right, Pam, I understand, not a problem. Don't be surprised if you don't find it in the mail. Ooh, Betty Ann, that would be gorgeous with the snowflake card. The mother of pearl, that would just be perfect for it. Well, I guess everybody else, Barb may have lost electricity again, so that may be why she's not here. I don't know about Joyce. They were supposed to have high winds. Have the winds hit your area, Betty Ann, or not? Because she's in Maryland also, but I'm not certain where she is. She may not have been where they're getting the high winds. Betty Ann, did you order the velvet paper? I did, and I ordered some of the snowflakes to do. I'm going to try and get my business going down here. I'm going to try a Christmas card class, so wish me luck, ladies, so I can get the business going down here. I really want to pick up some new customers and, you know, have some classes and things like that, because there are a lot of people down here that have no idea, none. And this is perfect opportunity to get it going. So, oh, good. You didn't order it? I'm trying to do the same thing for Orlando, but I just figured I'm just gonna go and have a good time, and then when I get back, I'm gonna shove every penny I got into the bank for the house. Well, ladies, It's getting late, and I know you guys have things to do. I'm so glad you came in. I'll be working on that shaker card, Pam, so you can see it. I may do a little bit of work ahead of time, show you what I did, because if not, it takes forever to put it, to get everything cut. But I'll show you how to do it. And then through the magic of the video, it appears magically like it did tonight. I appreciate you guys coming in. You don't know how happy it makes me to see people come in. That anybody would want to see my creations is just, it's very humbling on my part. So I appreciate you guys coming in. I hope you all have a great weekend. We're supposed to have Mum Fest here, my first one. I'm hoping to go on Saturday, I think. Yeah, Saturday's when we'll go. Oh, thanks, Pam. I miss you too, Betty Ann. I don't know what's going on in the holidays, but I'll let you know if I'm coming up so that we can get together. You guys have a great weekend. I will see you next week. Bye.